Whoa. 2024 Halloween coming up. Aloha, everyone. This is Jason Schwartz. I am your host here at the Neutral Zone. It's anything but neutral. But today it's pretty neutral in that I don't have a guest, so there's nothing neutral. But they got me, and I today thought I'd kind of look at things where they are now. I don't like to say that I have to repeat good things to get traction, but I think it's time. We now have an opportunity for people that want to be sponsors and donors of our show. So I want you to be in touch at 808-874-5900, and you can be mentioned here on the air. We're happy. And plus, we will come and do things at your business if you want, or personal, or whatever you want. We will be happy to come because Akaku and KAKU need to get revenue, and we need to get revenue. The revenue that we get is going to go right back into some music and shows. In fact, today, October, 14, I think it is, 2024, in 3 weeks, I think it is, we have an election. And this is going to be a very interesting election to me. This is the first year that I didn't go out looking for candidates that I wanted to interview. Kelly King had called me and asked if I'd do an interview, and I was happy to. And I wanted to give equal time to Tom Cook, present councilman in that race. Contacted his office 3-4 times and spoke to different people. So I'm not sure why, but someone said, well, they just got a lot of money and they got cards and they got support. I think just someone's overwhelmed. But we didn't get a chance to speak to Tom Cook this cycle, and that's why we have no guests today. I had tried my best to leave my schedule here open and available. You saw I had Scott R. Bushnell, our summer host, here last week. And next week I have Dr. Daniel Aaron. I don't know if he's doctor, but he works in the psycho field. Psycho field? I don't think that's a field. But he helps a lot of people in different life circumstances. He's an interesting guy. I met him in a men's group, that very rich men's group, rich in many ways, Mankind Project, rich and beautiful people that have, many of them are very accomplished and in many business kind of things. Here on Maui, we have quite a mix. Last week I heard a story, no names attached. Boy, guy's taking his annual salary, wants to give it to 30 or 40 of his employees. Obviously, he has a lot of money. And his wife didn't like that. A marital conflict when money. You know, all these elections, I heard sour faces and saw them on people that are trying so hard to see change on our island and are working diligently to try to deliver information to the people, like I've been doing for 15 elections, trying to interview people and get news to people that don't really get in touch with the media and don't take the time that it takes to be able to interview the people that are going to represent you in local matters in different ways, and of course state and national and international. There is no question to me that me sitting here for an hour, I don't feel like sitting and talking for an hour today. I've talked before, but the most important thing is I need sponsors for this show to be able to stay on KAKU radio. And so I'm reaching out to you. That's what today's message is going to be. We're going to be getting music, recorded music, from musicians from this island. So if you have music that you've recorded, whether you're playing around or whether you'd like to be playing around on radio is a different matter. We may have live guests here in the studio. I'm strongly considering that, but we're a little room here. And so I'd like to get recorded music. We have a portal that you may or may not have ever really explored at MauiArtsAndMusic.org. It's in transition now. You'll see it, but we have artists up there that we show. Many of them, I think all of them, have been in Maui or through Maui or have come into my circle of awareness. I haven't really reached out recently to some of our local artists, like, for example, Amy Hanaiali'i, and now with Sal Godinez, deathly ill, blessings to Sal. I just think of, there's so many musicians on this island. I went out to Maui Coffee Attic. Thank you, John Henry. He'd be a good sponsor, wouldn't he? That place has great music. They have music during the day. They do special events at night. And it's a very comfortable atmosphere, and it's not too close to any houses, so music can be there. And I guess they're very courteous anyway and don't play late. But that's a great spot here in Wailuku, or Louise here, but it's pretty close. You on Maui know we call it different towns, but on the mainland it would probably be one run on Los Angeles or, West Los Angeles. Some of these areas are so large. They're as large as our island. Anyway, I don't want to get too particular on presidential choices and what's going on in politics, because I keep thinking that we are isolated in that we can create, not that we have it now, but that we can create a self-sustainable model for the world and our social situation, our food, our housing, the way we treat each other. And it's kind of tough because we're so tourist-based, and all our prices for houses and for food and for everything has this tourist number driving everything up. And unless there's some way to identify a local and give them some kind of advantage, my notions of having, when someone's local, they have food and shelter credits so that we might equalize things and give advantage to be able to pay some of these rents and things that are happening, and lease prices or house purchases are so high. Very, very few people here on Maui and from Maui, unless they're already, that how you get rich? You started rich and they aren't. Or you built it and here you are now, and you buy and rent back to people here at crazy numbers because the market can bear. We have to find a way to break through that. And like I say, some kind of food and housing credits for people that are local, as to be defined, would make a giant difference, I think. And I don't know where in our system those kind of decisions and ideas happen, but probably the people with money, right? They need to become the bank. They need to be able to somehow collateralize things at a level so that people that create the food or the housing have trust that there is some liquidity in what they're doing, because they have to deal with the other world also. So it's going to be an interesting exploration, but one that is much long overdue. There were trade credits, trade dollars that were created like gimmicky for tourists and for local people, but that was didn't, in my view, didn't really go anywhere and didn't get embraced as a non-political issue to be able to solve that problem and equalize or somehow create an advantage, or even just to create to be on the same level for people that are from here and are here. And that's been sadly overlooked. I've been now here 30 years. And, you know, some people think I'm local, and I've enjoyed benefits of being here as a long-term guy. But I really am also aware of 30 years ago when Hawaiians said to me, well, we're already kind of pressed up and pressed out and not getting in kind of 30 years ago, you know, and I watched it in politics if I were running. And 30 years ago, I was Green Party candidate for council and mayor in 94. That was a fun experience. But here I am reading my literature from 30 years ago, and we're talking about the same stuff. The same stuff. And they still think, oh, it's a hoax, the environmental things. Oh, we can't, we shouldn't, we don't. You know, there is so much hidden control of things on this island. You know, I don't even try to listen carefully, but it finds me that I hear of stories that I don't share because, you know, we're making up movie of the week, you know, stories. By the way, Netflix, I have really been enjoying Netflix. There are some, once you watch a long series and you can see them all in a row, all you writers, you get an idea. Wow, you start with a big idea and then you break it down, you look at the characters. You can build 7 seasons, and it's very exciting. I always look at that and think, well, we're living that here. I've been here 30 years. I dare to say that in those 30 years, I've seen some experiences that rival some of the shows, not with the murder or the violence, but with, and that's because I'm not looking, but I've heard stories about way things get shaped. I tell my innocent little story. I'm going to tell it again. In 1993, I think it was, God knows the dates are a little fuzzy, the Maui Arts and Cultural Center, after all that work of raising the money with Pundy and Peter Baldwin and a number of leaders and some great people, Nancy Worth. Anyway, they raised money, the cultural center's being built, and they held bookings on all these facilities because they didn't want to have it until the place was ready to go and they knew their timetable. So when they opened the gates and floodgates loose, and different organizations started booking the cultural center's dates, and you had to put down deposits and whatever is going on. So I knew the two people, Ed Fields and the fabulous Marcia Kelly. She's fabulous, still fabulous. And so I went in for my appointment to book my shows. I was going to be doing one a month and then an annual show at the Cultural Center and share talent of this island, then take an annual product and share it in the music business. Way back when the music business was different. You got paid differently in the music business. Anyway, when I went in, all the dates were just gobbled up. There were no weekends left. There were no great days and holidays, except there was one thing. There was, and I booked, you know, a Thursday night, a Tuesday the next month, a Monday, this one, trying to get spaces to do these shows. But then I saw that on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, there was nothing. And they saw it. And I said, is there anything going on there? No. Really? Well, we're the Maui Arts and Music Association, and we want to be on the map, and you're the new cultural center. So I booked the dates, and I paid, at the time, big deposit, $3,500, and booked what was the outside amphitheater, the inside Castle Theater, and the McCoy Theater. The rest wasn't really around. The Schaefer Gallery. All of it under one big thing. I wanted to do art and music and culture and showcase to the world our new cultural center and our artists and musicians. It's a funny also fact. MauiArts.org is the Maui Arts and Cultural Center. MauiArtsandMusic.org is the Maui Arts and Music Association. That's me, us. Well, that's not a coincidence. This was by design. But then to gather the sponsors, remember, I got a call from Pundi Yukauchi, may he rest in peace, who said he was in his real estate office, and I never met him. He was a big deal then. And he called me, and I went and met him, and he said, I just want to meet you because you've taken off a lot to chew. So we spoke of what I was planning and doing, raising money for the environment, and taking music, and environment, and the ecological things, and he was game. He thought it was great. So I had a local supporter. That was very big. And so the next move was to go out to the ones that could benefit a lot from this and had a lot of money to be spending and were spending it, the hotels. So I set appointments at hotels, and I only wanted to speak to general managers. So I spoke to the general manager of the Westin. When I went in his office, he said, I just wanted to meet you because I don't know what kind of scam you're pulling, but a month ago, someone was in here with the mayor's office, and they want to do a thing at the cultural center. They have it booked, and I don't know what scam you're pulling, but I'm letting all the other hotels know that you're trying some kind of scam. Well, that kind of killed me because the great bulk of dollars available to support a program like this to bring and do. It's a longer story if you get to know about the Maui Arts and Music Association and what we're doing and what we're envisioned to be doing with you. You'd see. But you'd say, well, what happened then? Well, I had no sponsorship. So this First Light group, that was Jeff and Lonnie Stark. Not Jeff Stark, the environmental guy and writer, bless him. He's also passed away. But a different group. She's a singer, and he's, I don't know what he is now. I haven't seen them in years. But First Light in Boston, this is a non-alcoholic event. And so the thought was, I called them. They said, what you're doing is great. We'd love to be able to incorporate with you. But someone already reserved Maui. In fact, we have to check out their references. So I checked out their references at the theater, the guy that runs Maui, the EAL Theater. And he had not good things to say. And I checked with a couple of more references they gave. These were the references from First Light. But then I had no sponsorship, so I passed the ball and went to see them, and they wouldn't even talk to me, didn't want to involve me. So I was still looking for someone to run my organization because I'm not an executive director of a nonprofit. I don't have the experience to raise $10 or $50 million and do these things. But through life, here on Maui, I met a musician friend who had another friend who was vice president of Royal Cruise Lines and had a $10 million advertising budget there. And he was there for 10 years, big thing. If that $10 million was a lot back then. And after we spoke, he was realizing he wanted to come out of retirement, and he had to do something here on Maui anyway. He put out some resumes. Wouldn't you know it, he got hired to be the director of the Maui Visitors Bureau. Are we supposed to name names? It's too late. Roger Dubin. And Roger was synced with me and knew what was going on with everything with me and Maui Arts and Music and what we were trying to do. And so to go back and get sponsorship, he reserved 4 pages and had letter of support from him, then council person. She's still council person. However, I don't know how that all worked. I'm not counting. But Alice Lee. And so you can see we have people that have been here. Whether they should be sitting in council or not is a different story. But these ideas are ideas that integrate things and find solutions. Well, what ended up happening was Pundi had a stroke. And suddenly, I was talking about Roger Dubin. After getting these reservations, $100,000 worth of advertising in a collective advertising vehicle and etc., Roger brought it and went to the first board meeting, and someone there said, don't support Schwartz. So this was a concerted effort, political effort. I was a Green Party guy. I had run for council in 92, and then 94 was coming up. Anyway, there I am. Been here on Maui, did real estate and mortgage, but working with local people. as I watched the island get gobbled up by people with big money, no programs and things in place, pushing back the affordable housing for decades now. And now we have huge needs that we've never addressed for 20 years. So before Lahaina had a fire, before there was any kind of additional problem like FEMA coming in with big money and guaranteeing rents to people for years and destroying our local and making it much worse, the local housing market and rental market. By the way, these are my opinions. Maybe you can tell. Anyway, so from that opportunity to take the right way or the wrong way, once I didn't have my local support in Pundi, and Roger was just new in this job, and so things never happened. But through the years, I've been interviewing people. So I thought, politics is politics, but what about the world? If they see me on media talking and bringing people to their attention, but public access is just that, access. And if you don't have money, that's why I'm looking here for sponsors. Besides the sponsors that it takes here, we have a nonprofit, and we recognize that we need to get out into the media in a bigger way. We have 30 years worth of things that we can showcase and share besides newest technologies now, that if we look at them and put them together along with promoting our music and art and culture, we have a host culture that is significant in our whole world. We've heard the Hawaiians crying for their land, for their rights. We're in a position to help make that happen and have the whole world, quote, pay for it and support the development of Maui in an integrated way to help our people. And suddenly the Hawaiian culture can elevate our local culture and the history and the experiences of before, along with the things of the future. This is the perfect time. Little did I think that I'd see I want to call him friend, but he was my new friend, Pundi, Yoguchi, and Stone at the Cultural Center being memorialized when we used to be, and we were chartered there as the Maui Community Arts and Cultural Center. But to get big acts, they changed the name, Maui Arts and Cultural Center. And big acts, big money, big numbers. You see what's going on there now. So it's, to me, just an interesting thing how life goes. We see the polls, how money controls, and even here in our elections, when someone says, Tasha Kama just got $100,000 and Cook to do their promotions from some carpenters union and unknown groups, and they're known in arm's length. So it seems to be just apparent. So if we make our own decisions, and all of you out there take the time to look at what's up and make your own decisions, make good decisions for the best of our world, your world, and may you have the heart of God, That's what I say. Because it's really, I know that even after the elections, if there are issues we want to bring up or that are important to you, getting yourself known to the people that make the votes and that you elect is very important, and share your ideas. I've not been very effective. I've seen a lot of things develop here on Maui, but I haven't seen different groups understanding that concept of working together like I see. Linking of nonprofits for a business reason. There's a group of nonprofits that get together. This is a bit different concept. It could involve a lot of the things that exist, but these people will need to take on new roles. Well, we have a lot of new people that are coming up and growing up, and hopefully that's where the future is going to go. And we want to introduce or reintroduce or continue to introduce a 30-year introduce. The Maui Arts and Music Association, MAMA, presenting people of Maui. They're musicians, they're artists, cultural people, not only about the culture, but the crafts and skills and the technology and all the reasons that things can be done in alternative, excuse me, alternative ways, alternative to what is, but not alternative to safe, not alternative to what's right. Because there's so much that we can embrace and put together. And it isn't even a unique thing. It's called cooperation. A lot can happen when you create this, like this show, a neutral zone, where we talk about ideas and we're not here to knock each other down, but to find out what's the best and what we can all do and cooperate together. Like you sponsors out there, you have money and you need to be known. We will promote you not only here, but with our other media, which we're going to be putting here together. You're going to get more things going on, including we're going to do some things at your show, at your places besides of business or whatever it may be to your heart. Remember our phone number. I know they can probably see it if they're on the internet, but 808-874-5900 is the Maui Arts and Music Association. It's also the Neutral Zone. It's also PAPA. We have another name, People Aligned in Positive Action. When we do things, we like to remind people that it's the art and music and culture that we elevate that raises the awareness and money, and then that money gets used to develop things. That's more money being spread with our people here and develop things that can be used locally and working together with creating an economic, environmental, entertainment economy. That's right. And with a trade credit that can be used to equalize it for local people, we can get close to, and probably with others out there who have great ideas, find a way to solve this problem and shift and create a local strength that is not done with anger, but it's going to be run so well that we're going to have excess. How do you like that? That sounds like Trump. He just says it. Well, some of these things, if you can say it but you can't identify how, then you're still not there. Well, there's a lot of things that we can do here that can be identified now. By the way, I think I've ever heard Trump really identify anything. He's too worried about crowd size. And he's worried about, a lot of things that his braggadocio kind of covers up, and you wonder if all of the people, not all of the people, so many people around him have gotten out of his regime and have said so many bad things that make me want to realize that I don't personally want to see a second presidency. Is this Grover Cleveland coming back for another time after having someone in the middle and make it all a personal game? We need better. We need better. And I don't know Kamala Harris yet. I look forward to meeting her in whatever ways make good sense. But I want to see us here, depending on us, each other, and cooperating. Well, I've been talking. I think it's time to have me stop talking. I want to play some music today. I know you say stop. We are on KAKU 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui, and Akaku Maui Community Media TV for oldsters like me. And we're up on YouTube. You will find us at Dream Maui 1. You'll put Jason Schwartz, Neutral Zone, Maui. It'll all come up. YouTube's a wonderful thing also. And we have MauiNeutralZone.com, MauiArtsAndMusic.org. All these are a way of saying, please look at this. And if you have the resources, help sponsor this so that we can share it and make it grow. And allow it to grow and share these people that are all around us that need a way to be seen both locally and to the world. And there is so much good talent here. You probably see that no matter where you go on Maui, there's amazing music and art and the richness of our culture here. I love to see Hawaiian hula. I would love to be able to better embrace the Hawaiian culture and be able to help support it in being understood in the Hawaiian language. You know, and I'll be the first to admit I haven't embraced the Hawaiian language. I took that one class at Maui Community College with great appreciation for. It was really something special to learn the center of the Pacific and the whole idea of the Hawaiian culture and development. I really had a great time with that. And the professor, who was a great literate Hawaiian scholar, and his wife is in the environmental department at the college. See how, and there are people here who have hearts of gold and have so much knowledge to share about so many things. And we could do it right from here. Anyway, not only can we do it, I don't think it's really, our local culture isn't lost. It has to be rediscovered, and we have to put down our phones and start having and creating more places that we can see and share with each other that don't have great expense, so we can involve more people that many times don't come out because they can't afford to come out. We want music and art to be shared more broadly. We want to be able to embrace things that the world, whether they come here or whether they just find it on the net. You know, MauiArtsAndMusic.org was, and still is, but was a portal called Gallery Without Walls. The IRS liked it. They were the only one that seemed to visit there. They wanted to audit us. They thought we did a lot of business probably. You know, it wasn't promoted. But now is the time. And that's why I say to you out there, maybe we're not allowed to say sponsors or donors. It's all the same. We pay our royalty fees to here at the station happily to be able to then use the money to pour back into our community through the programs that we develop. Yeah. Sometimes we give through other nonprofits, and sometimes we go directly with the public. That's all good. I'm going to play a song that I like and I haven't heard in a while, like since yesterday. Louise Lambert, birthday yesterday at Mulligan's. Happy birthday, Louise. Louise is a really talented piano player, and she was a big band leader and doing music, and for years and years and years with her husband, then, I guess not husband, Kurt Lee, then. She's just a really terrific, talented lady. She wrote a song, I don't remember the year it won, but it won the Toronto Music Festival or something. And I really think it's a song that deserves to be played again. I hope to record it again. I got a couple other songs here from Maui artists. Looking for some more, by the way, Maui artists. Supposed to have you here and have your things played on the air. But we're going to I'm going to do some personal recording besides. Peace in our hearts.
Every day, worlds are born and worlds die away. Seems like now the world's so small, we see it all right here on our TV. Seems like the more we bridge the distance, the harder it becomes for us to see. Well, if all the world's a stage, we're actors in a play with an ancient script of fear and doubt and greed. To write another page, to find a better way. Reverence for life is what we need for peace in our world, for peace in our country. closer than it ever was before. But in the land of the free and the home of the brave, why do so many people need a gun? If it were just you and me, the world could be saved. 'Cause deep inside we know what must be done for peace in our world, for peace in our country, for peace on our street, peace in our house. It all starts with peace in our Seems like there's something we forgot, something real close to home. As we see life through the eyes of a child, we find again the truth we've always known. For peace in our world, for peace in our country, for peace on our street, peace in our house. It all starts with peace in our heart, peace in our country. Don't let it fall apart. Peace on our streets, peace in our house. It all starts with peace in our hearts, peace in our country, peace in our country, peace in our streets, peace in our house. It all starts with peace in our, it all starts with peace in our.
This is Jason Schwartz, KAKU 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui, simulcast on Akaku Maui Community Media, Channel 55 here in Maui, Hawaii. Peace in our hearts. You know, I mean, it's an old subject, and it's a new subject. Peace is something that I think everyone personally would like, but boy, do we fight. What a world we've got going on now. I hope that you yourself can take the time and energy in every moment to realize peace in your own heart. And from there, we go out. Well said, Louise. You know, Louise is the one that played that little ditty at the beginning. Bum, 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 our theme song. So when I heard it, I thought, wow, it sounds like All in the Family entrance, you know, from years ago television. These are the days. Some of the songs that we get that are catchy are little jingles from years ago, and we keep seeing these things repeated over time. It's amazing. But I guess that's why we get what we get. I guess with AI, I'm still curious. AI is so being embraced, and in the little bit of time that it's been announced to the public and that we all get our hands on it, it seems that we all have our personal choice. And when we talk about peace, do we choose to use it in such a way to enhance what we do? Do we rely on it to replace us in what we do? That means that we try not to have to think so hard and get through school because we're able to create things with AI, and now they have to create AI detectors to see if art or writing or music has been AI created. So it's like, boy, we create all this because why? Because of the personal choices of how people use the things in our world. And that's what I think. That's where peace comes in. We have to really embrace it ourselves and find no reason to push someone away. Find no reason not to help personally. Find no reasons to think of anything other than we are one, and everyone that we help and everything that we do to make it a better world makes it a better world. And we are that world. We are the world. Boy, all these memories, I feel like now, this is what it means to get old, you younger people. You start repeating stories again and again. I thought back then, if I felt that this was an idea that wasn't still ripe for right now, this integrated plan, I'd stop talking about it. But I don't see people doing things except where they employ selfish on top. And the nonprofits that are doing don't have the resources. Well, what if we could fuel them and fuel the things that we can do together and get that money through promoting art and culture to the world? And what a gift we have. And talk about exploitation. This is Hawaiian kingdom that has this Hawaiian language that the whole world, imagine if that resource got into creating great technology and be able to employ all kinds of people and grow food better and embrace the Hawaiian culture and ways along with new technology and ways. What a great way to bring things up and be that beacon to the world. Beacon. The Business and Environment Annual Conference. Wow. 1989 and 90. Talk about people that were ahead of their time, right? John Hills, Suzanne Hills, and the whole group there at Maui Inc. magazine, and the idea of, again, working things together. In fact, we modeled our newsletter after Maui Inc. magazine because I thought it was well designed. And now in this digital age, it takes on a whole different meaning. But, that's 35 years ago. And here, why are we still in such beginning stages here? Why are we having to do things en masse and worry about huge budgets? Because we haven't done it all along. We did it to ourselves. We're doing it to ourselves. Just like now. If we don't address the issue in Oluwalu of the toxic waste dumping from the top regions of that Lahaina fire, then we are creating a future problem. And if we don't address it now, we will be addressing it later, sadly. And it may never get addressed. It may just be that all these health problems and all the challenges of destroying our world will manifest. But again, I remember every time I go to the cultural center and see Pundi sitting in stone there, that the vision was Maui Community Arts and Cultural Center. And it doesn't have to change anything. It's got to bring the community back in to be elevating things that work to help our community, show our people, bring great programs into visibility and action. And there are lots of groups like to show them all. Like some of them, many of them, we've shown on our show, and we hope to do that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna take a focus more on music because I'm tired of talking personally. Some of you might be tired of hearing me say it. I'm tired of hearing me say it. We need an executive director. We need a marketing director. But we need people that have the capacity and skill to hit the ground running. That means if you are qualified, step forward, please. I'm really looking hard. And that's just an exciting time in that when we have a crisis, we know that's going to rally people, not necessarily because their conscience has been in the right place, but there's so much great need. That's what rallies people. When there's a crisis, I've seen and you've seen, people can come together. Not all, but people can come together. And the more of us that come together, the greater our capacity to be seen. I guess that's what this election thing's all about. But touch and look at your heart and take a look and really give it strong consideration, because our whole future is on the line. Every time we make a vote, every time you make a decision on what to do with your time and money. So that's going to be, we have 10 minutes left. That's going to be my lecture for the day. Too much lecturing. I want to play a song that I haven't played in a while, and it's another inspirational one. It's written by my friend, nice to say that, Lono. Lono is not only a great person, but a great musician, plays guitar, ukulele. I remember when he graduated to CDs, and I got all his cassettes. Unlock the Hope.
The time has come to make a change. The time has come to unlock the hope that lives in each and every one of us. And we must do our part. We hold the visions God dreams of. Our hands can heal the ones we love. Let's gather round and let us make a stand. For you and me, unlock the hope and there's a better life. Unlock the hope, there'll be no turning back. But nothing changes unless we unlock the hope.
We have to unlock the hope.
The time has come to make a change. The time has come to unlock the hope that lives in each and every one of us. And we must do our part. We hold the visions God dreams of. Our hands can heal the ones we love. Let's gather round and let us make a stand. For you and me, unlock the hope and there's a better life. Unlock the hope, there'll be no turning back. But nothing changes unless we unlock the hope. But nothing changes unless we unlock the hope. But nothing changes. Unless we unlock the hope. Unless we unlock the hope. Unless we unlock the hope. Unless we unlock the hope.
Unless we unlock the hope and have peace in our hearts. Thank you, Lono. Thank you, Louise, Lambert. I think, yeah, here's one. Now, here's a song. Someone talked to me about it yesterday, and when I heard it, I thought, what a great song. It needs to be recorded by me. But there's a local guy who's playing around and been more than playing around. He's a wonderful guy who plays music at the Maui Coffee Attic often. David Fraser. Someone else said, hey, Jason, can you sing this song with us? And so I have to learn this song. Let's learn it together, because I've heard it and I think it's a great song. Be the one.
Poor soul is in trouble. Someone's under the gun. Somebody's got to go and help right now. And you've got to be the one. wandering round in circles, lost in the dark on the run. Someone needs to go and shine some light, and you got to be the one. Be the one. Be the one. The one to help save the day. Be the one. Be that one. The one to help pave the way. One to help share the burden. One to be someone's friend. One to catch somebody falling down. Reach out with a helping hand. Why are we here? Where are we going? What are we trying to get done? Somebody's got to speak out now, and you've got to be the one. Many of us have been lucky somehow to make it through. We work real hard to get where we are, but there's still a lot more to do. So be the one, be the one, be the one who won't back down. Be the one, be that one, the one to turn things around. One who's full of forgiveness. One to be brave and bold. One who's willing to tell the truth when the truth needs to be told. People painted into a corner, struggling for day to day. Up in the air, or down on their luck, needing to find their way. Be the one, be the one, be the one to make things right. Be the one, oh, be that one, willing to fight that fight. One who'll help the helpless. One who strives to be strong. One who'll never ever turn their back when they know what they see is wrong. Be the one, be the one, be the one.
Thank you, David Fraser. Be the one. That's a really appropriate song. A couple of years ago, MEO actually gave David great honor. He, as a volunteer, and he was so inspired by the whole situation, wrote that song. I think it's a great song, and I bring it back. You know, there are so many songs that are inspirational. I wonder what happens if we chain them all together. You know, we are the world. Be the one. Peace in our hearts. So many of these things, you know, the song titles say it all, but we got to live it. And I'm going to play one more, and I think the one that I want to play, we have 2 minutes. I have a good one. This is from Lono. Then I Do. Great song for getting married.
There is no other one. What I feel here for you, holding you in my arms, cradle you with my love. You're all dressed in white, looking in your eyes, tell all the world tonight I'll be falling. You're You're my shining star from this day on. I'll be your friend, I'll be by your side. Blessed are we this night. Shower us with his love. Will you be mine tonight? Giving you all my love. And when we look back at our wedding day, this band of gold that we will share, never-ending love for all my life, then I do.
We're out of here, everyone. Thank you for joining us today here at the Neutral Zone. It's been a pleasure. See you next week. Aloha.